Hi friends, my name is Kayla Rain and today I'm going to be reviewing a debut book. This is going to be the first of a series as I read different debut authors throughout the 2018 year, and I wanted to start this off with Love, Hate, and Other Filters by Samira Ahmed. So Love, Hate, and Other Filters was published on January 16th of 2018 by Soho Teen. It is a YA contemporary that follows a main character named Maya. She's 17 and she lives in a small suburb of Chicago. Maya is an Indian American Muslim and she is trying to balance the expectations of her parents who want her to go to university near Chicago and also find a good match for a potential husband one day with a good Muslim boy that her parents approve of, while also wanting some dreams and expectations of her own. Maya wants to go to a university in New York City and study film and possibly date a really cute guy that she goes to school with that she has known since grade school, but probably isn't quite what her parents are expecting. As she is trying to balance all of this, hundreds of miles away there is a terrorist attack and the police immediately suspect a Muslim man who shares the same last name as Maya. Maya and her family are subjected to hate and prejudice in the aftermath of this in their hometown where Maya has lived her entire life, and she deals with a lot of hate at her school. Her parents deal with some attacks at their workplace. This upends her entire life and puts her dreams on hold and puts her parents on edge as they are dealing with things that they have not dealt with before in their hometown with people that they have known and loved their entire lives. So that is the general synopsis of the book, and I wanted to talk about some things that really worked well for this book and maybe some reasons why you would want to pick this up. One of the major things with this book that I absolutely loved and thought was just so extraordinary is the fact that hate never goes unchallenged on the page. It's not something that is introduced and then you have to wait until the end of the book for the characters to figure out that it's wrong or for someone to speak up or for there to be some type of repercussions for hate speech or prejudice or racism. That was something that was addressed immediately on the page, and that was so fantastic. Especially because it being a YA book, lots of teen readers are going to be picking this book up, and this is going to shape their worldview and how they react to life in general. I know when I was a teenager, the books that I read definitely shaped how I view the world and how I reacted to the people around me. It was integral in how I developed. So seeing that on the page was so wonderful. It's something that we don't always get in YA. When there's a book that discusses hate and prejudice, sometimes it takes till the end of the book for the characters to clear things up or to stand up or to say something or realize it's wrong. And seeing that on the page immediately was so wonderful, so needed, and I hope moving forward authors notice that this is what they really should be doing. Hate should never go unchallenged, even in books. The next really great aspect of this book is the fact that it is an incredibly fast-paced book. I read through this so quickly just because the writing is really well done to just really fly through it. There is really great dialogue, the descriptions are wonderful, and you can just really soar through this book very quickly. There's also a really fun romance. I think that it is very similar to what you would find in Anna and the French Kiss and When Dimple Met Rishi. It was just really cute and wonderfully put together. There's definitely a nice dynamic there with Maya and her crush, and I really enjoyed that. And with that, I think that this book really worked well with romantic cliches. There were definitely tons of romantic cliches in this book, but they worked well. I wasn't rolling my eyes. I was just thinking, wow, this is so cute. I really enjoyed how that played out, and I think that the way that Samira was able to write those in without it being like, oh gosh, give me a break, I've read this a million times, was so excellent. The only thing that didn't quite work for me in this book, and the only reason that I didn't give it quite that full 5 stars, is the fact that the second half of the book felt very rushed. In some ways this is good because I could really read through it quickly. I really wanted the second half of the book to slow down just a little bit because there was so much happening and I just felt like there wasn't a lot of time to process everything as it was coming at me while I was reading. So that's a good and a bad thing, I guess, for the fast pacing, because on one hand you can read it really quickly, on the other hand you kind of wish everything could slow down just a touch. I do want to put a content warning out there for Islamophobia and also emotional cheating. I know that those are both things that are difficult to deal with, so if that is something that is harmful to you and you think might affect your reading experience or your mental health, please be wary. Overall, I gave this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It is honestly such a well-developed debut, and I'm very excited to read Samira's next novel, which she just recently announced. I am so excited for her next novel. I think it is going to be very hard-hitting and difficult to read, even more so than this particular book with all of the stuff that went on in it, but I think it's in good hands, just based off of reading Love, Hate, and Other Filters. Anyway, that has been it for today's video. I will leave links in the down bar below for my other social media sites such as Goodreads, Instagram, and Twitter, and y'all should totally check me out on there. As always, thank you for watching. Stay weird.